How's it going, everyone? It's Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch. Happy New Year to you all and welcome all of our new subscribers, over 20,000 now, so thank you so much for your support. I've got a review of Xenon Valkyrie Plus on the Nintendo Switch. Let's get straight into this one. Roguelike is a term you'll often hear now in mainstream gaming, but it wasn't always like that. Roguelike was a term often used to describe a game which was essentially turn-based, top-down, and had permadeath, and was a term more often used to make people aware that a particular game had these elements, like the original Rogue game made in 1980. Here we have a Rogue-lite, which traditionally is used to describe a game which uses some of the elements used to describe a roguelike, but not all. It's come to a point where whenever I see the term Rogue-lite, I'm saying to myself, wow, another game with permadeath and randomly generated levels. Okay, maybe I'm being a little unfair because many of these games have slight variations on the theme to make them slightly different from each other. Xenon Valkyrie Plus has you trying to halt the plans of the Wicked Witch in the deepest part of the moon, and the story throughout the game is told in little snippets from characters you meet along the way. Gameplay sees you having a choice of 3 characters. 2 girls and what looks like a lizard boy. Each has the same basic moves of being able to swish a sword, fire a gun and chuck a few grenades. There is a variation with each when it comes to their special power though. One of the girls has a power where she's able to tell you where a chest is in the map, which includes nice little upgrades usually. The other has a large bomb, and I can say that I found both girls to be quite useless in my pursuit of getting further down the rabbit hole. The lizard boy was the one. His special power allows for huge jumps which allow you to reach almost any platform, which is quite useful, especially due to the game's design. Each time you take a run, the game's levels, enemies and chest placements are random, along with the drops and coin you are able to amass. If you choose one of the girls, it can be infuriating when you need to get to one of the little mid-level bosses and it gets stuck in a high platform you can't reach due to not being able to jump high enough. This is caused due to the randomized levels and enemies, and this happened to me on more than one occasion. Although every character can jump off walls, in some situations this still does not help. So if you want to go deep into a run, you need to seek these out. Combat is a simple swipe of your sword and shot of your gun type affair. Game requires a massive amount of patience because it's a huge challenge where you will die over and over again, but with each try you will also get a little bit better. But if you're one of those types of players that gets frustrated easily, then this game is certainly not for you. If however you're like me and a tad impatient, then on the way down you'll end up bumping into enemies, losing health easily or falling on spikes. Ultimately, once you reach the end of the level, which is no longer than a couple of minutes I would say, you get the opportunity to spend talent points, which sees the game mix in those RPG elements. None of it is very deep and all is kept super simple. You also have the opportunity to spend your gold on a random set of items if you wish to do so. You can buy more grenades, health or whatever has been randomly generated in that room, and usually, in fact all of the time, there's just 3 choices. In these rooms you can speak to characters to further the story, which again is kept short and sweet. Sometimes items will be helpful, other times they'll be utterly useless to your needs. But if nothing goes for you in terms of items, it can get rather tricky. Other runs will have all of the money in the world, drop the best items, and you can have a blast until you get to a boss, that is. While bosses have very set patterns and are easy to read, they're so frustrating to fight due to the fact you're completely nerfed when fighting them. You can't use your gun, you can't use your grenades or any special powers, and the only thing you can do is get close enough to swipe your sword. But because you have such a tiny swipe, you'll often collide with the boss, losing health and on many occasions dying and having to start again. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy hard games, I thrive on them, but they have to have a balance between being hard and frustrating and enough enjoyable gameplay and reward to keep you coming back for more. Dying at a boss because of my abilities being nerfed, for example, and being hampered by using one mechanic just pissed me off more than anything else, especially when this kills off your good run. Now, if you beat bosses, they may drop a piece of terminite, but more often than not they didn't. Accumulating terminite allows you to buy some of the big daddy stuff, so it drops on your future runs. But who's going to bother getting that far is the question. The thing about this game is it came out on Vita over a year ago, so it would have been nice if some of these issues were rectified before just porting it over to the Nintendo Switch. It's cool, don't get me wrong, for a quick go now and again, but I wanted more. And I feel with different design choices, this could have offered something a little bit more special. In terms of audio, there is chiptunes here, and it's fine. It can become a little bit repetitive and annoying after a while. There's not enough variation for me. All the sound effects are fine for what it is. You know, what do you expect really at this price? In terms of visuals and performance, I'm all for pixel art, but there's been so many games that use it that it really has to be something special for me to stand out. Now, you know, I'm not going to bash it at this price, but the pixel art here is pretty blurry, and seeing your little character on the Switch screen looks tiny and sometimes hard to see. There were, however, no performance issues, which is always a bonus. In terms of value, Xenon Valkyrie Plus has over 100 items to find and a different ending to your campaigns. There is a lot of replay value if you want to seek it out. The very nature of this type of games and their loop has you wanting to take that one more run to see if you can get a little further, especially to see what items you're going to find, and I guess that's the lure and that's where its true value is, because some will ultimately put in the hours. Ultimately though, for a game being like this and priced at just £8.99 or $9.99, it's not hugely expensive and supports the developer. There's also a demo to try, so if you like it, spend the money, and if not, you've lost nothing but a bit of time. In summary then, roguelites are a dime a dozen on the Switch at the moment, and if it's not your sort of thing, then this isn't going to change your mind. For all the rest that love this type of platforming game where death is permanent, levels are randomly generated, and that's what you enjoy, then this is going to give you some fun. Though I found it rather frustrating after a while and felt the design decisions made scuppered this from achieving something more. As it stands, a quick run here and there is fine, but if you want something to hold your attention with more depth and more engaging gameplay, then look elsewhere. For me, a 6 out of 10. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you want to check out another review, then why not head over to our Onimusha review, which Jordan did. That game's coming out in the West very soon. We've got loads of reviews on this channel, so if you're a new watcher here, then why not consider subscribing, hit that bell notification so we can let you know when one of our latest reviews is out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. My name's Juan from SwitchWatch, and I'll see you again on the next one. Take care.